2020 Tige 23RZX. This is a massive boat. Took this thing in on trade, low hours. The exact numbers escaping me. We'll check that when we get on the screen. But 23RZX, obviously 23-foot boat, has kind of a squared off front end. Some might call it a pickle fork. This thing comes in about 6,000 pounds dry. 4,100 pounds of ballast in this thing. And it is equipped with the Raptor 440 engine. It's got kind of a gunmetal flake on the forward part of the bow in the main stripe. And then we've got blue accents on the tower, our rear and top deck stripe. It's kind of an interesting gel striping scheme here. It's hard to, I don't really know what to call this versus this, but there's a lot of blue on the boat. Has a white accent stripe on the main as well. Boat came in great shape. We've got it buffed, waxed, looking really, really nice. There was there's a couple little scratches on our Tige logos, so we replaced all the Chromax decals on the boat. It is equipped with a power folding tower. It's got a pair of PTM clamping board racks, some big Rev 10 tower speakers with lights in them, bimini top, which is in the stow position right now, and it's sitting on a tandem axle boatmate trailer with the big spoked out 18-inch wheels. Has a spare and the ladder up front, but this thing is immaculate. Very, very few signs of wear on the boat. It stayed inside a covered boat garage, so it's never been really out in the elements, except for when it was on the water. As you can see, we do have docking lights, and the nav lights are off to the side here on the bow. Big, deep boat. This thing is going to ride incredibly soft on a choppy day. See our Tige logos on here. Those are super, super nice. Gel coat looking like a mirror down the side here. Really the only signs of wear that you can really see on the boat, there's a couple spots on the platform where the sea deck has, or the gator step, whatever you want to call it. I think this is gator step. Has some scratches on it. Nothing major. And then up top on our deck, you can just see kind of where the cover has maybe left a couple little Mars on it. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see this. It's super light. Nothing major. There's really no scratches anywhere into the gel coat that I could find on this thing. It's in immaculate shape. Before we hop inside, this is equipped with TAPS 3T. So big surf plates on either side. The center plate there next to the surf exhaust. Just gonna make this thing run nice and quiet and get those emissions out of your rider's face when they're back there. On the transom, do have the camera on the back. That can be accessed from the screen. If we open up the rear hatch, there is this really cool, I like this a lot. There's a big board storage compartment here in the back. So when you're done, throw your boards right back inside. It's got gator step all around as to not ding your boards up a whole bunch. But really cool feature. I like that a lot. There's also a stereo remote back here as well. There's a couple seats, cup holders, as is pretty common on newer boats. Stepping up into the inside, we have a nice walkthrough that leads us down into the interior, where we have kind of a light gray main stripe We have that same color blue. I wish I knew the name of this blue. Should have looked it up before my video. But it's kind of a nice, like, cool blue. But we have that accent on the seats as well as some black with black stitching. So, pretty nice looking interior. I think it's classy. We do have a step down on our rear seat. And before I hop into the full interior, this does have a spare prop. It's in the box right there. But there's our storage. Is going to have some ballast bags in here. There's probably a little bit of space in there for gear on top, even when those are full. You have lights in there, which is nice, so you can see what's going on. And if we open up, let me get the seat in the back here out of the way. We'll open up the engine compartment. There we go. So, got the Raptor 440 in here. It's a 6.2 liter Inmar engine. Closed loop cooling system. Got those cool bright orange manifolds on this thing. But thing's freshly serviced. Fresh fluids. Impeller. It's ready to go. Solid engine for this boat. Again, 6,000 pound boat. It's gonna need some power. So it's got that big 440 in there. You might have seen I flipped this seat around. There we go. We've got reversible seating, or wake view seating, whatever you want to call it. This seat here I already had flipped up, but that thing folds flat if you want it to. Same thing with on the port side, and then it all kind of lines up with the wake view seat right there. So cool feature. When you're done, folds flat. You do have a step pad right here, and then you can flip it up with this handle, and it just drops right into place. Our seat backs, I thought this was pretty neat, are adjustable, the angle. I can lean it back further to make it more inclined or more straight up. Storage compartments do have gator step lining, so no carpet in here, so it'll stay nice and dry. On the other side, so we've got an anchor in there, but same thing, communicating storage from back to front. That seat's flipped up and is adjustable just like the other side. In the floor, we have a little bit of storage or a cooler that you could use down in there, as well as a trash can. And that floor hatch closes up like so. Before I work my way further into the boat, we do have the clamping PTM board rack, so you pull on the tab, clamp your board in place. When you want it, hit the button, pops your board out. These lights are probably acting like a dance party on my camera, but it's not flashing in real life. These are color changing light bars all through the interior of the boat, which if I'm smart enough, I'll find that on the screen here, and we'll change them as I get over to the dash. We have a nice big love seat over here on the side. Flip that thing open, we can get down into our storage underneath in the OB, where you have your wet sounds amps. This boat has 2 amps to power the 6 interior speakers, so 2 in the bow, 4 in the main area. Again, the Rev 10's up top, and then you got a subwoofer down low at the driver's feet right there. Glove box, if we open that up, you have your on-off for your batteries there. Manuals and things we have, but a little bit of storage in the glove box, as well as some 12-volt charging outlets. In the walkthrough, you have this step up. When you open it, you've got a stowaway down inside. It's a little bit deeper than the floor in the main part. I think it's a great spot to slide a cooler into, or you can throw whatever you want in there, but maximize a little bit of space there, given generally it's just a flat walk through there, so if you want to get something out of the elements, you can throw it inside. On our dash, we got this big driver's seat, and that thing slides, swivels, big comfy seat. It is slightly elevated for the driver, so you're sitting up a little bit higher. And on the dash, you're gonna have a clamping phone charger right there, wireless phone charger, little storage cubby, have a nice gator step mat up top. You can throw your phone, whatever, so it doesn't slide around. On our steering wheel, it's going to have a lot of different controls on it, which I think is super handy. Got your toggle, you can adjust your cruise control, adjust your surf plates, switch your surf side, and you can also run the camera and your stereo from this as well. So you don't have to navigate through the touch screen. I think they call it the Tige C dash. You click on the lights here, so you can click all those on and off with the push of a button, which is pretty sweet. And then we talked about changing the color, so those things are red right now. Just cycle it over to blue to match everything else on the boat. So you can see our interior speakers and the tower and everything are blue. And then you can set it to pulse, run through a color spectrum. Cool little feature. You can fill and drain your 4 different ballast locations in the boat from the screen. And it also has presets, so pretty easy screen to use. Go Touch is your quick ski, surf, and wake modes. So if I hit surf mode, hit go, it's going to activate. You can see you can adjust your tap system for a steeper or mellow wake, so it's super user-friendly, easy to use. You got a nice visual representation of what the different settings are doing. And then when you're done, click go home. Hit go. Your surf tabs are going to disengage, your ballast would empty, and your speed control is going to turn off. We're in a metal building, so it thinks GPS is not reading properly on there. But pretty much it on the dash. Won't go too in depth on that. Up in the bow, this thing has a huge bow. Tons of seating room. It's all one big playpen. You can access storage underneath by flipping open the seat cushion. You got these big storage bins under the bow, which is awesome. Otherwise, you're gonna have cup holders, speakers, a little step pad to get in and out of the bow right there if you're trailering this thing. But yeah, just a nice big boat. A lot of really cool, unique features on this thing, and it's in amazing shape. You're gonna see maybe in the video where some of this gator step is discolored, but it's just damp right now. We actually had this thing fresh out of detail, so I couldn't find any damage or significant signs of wear anywhere on this interior. It's been really well taken care of. Oh, and before, let me see if I can find our engine hours. 71 engine hours. Knew it was sub 100, but I wasn't exactly sure. So 71 hours on that Raptor 440. Pretty much covers this Tige. If you have any questions, give us a call, 317-845-9253. Thanks for watching.